Hello and welcome to episode 231 of the Casual Try Hard podcast. I'm Brian.
And I'm James. You almost missed that, didn't you?
I almost missed it. I don't know what happened there, but I almost missed it. So this week is some odds and ends, kind of randomy stuff,
Yeah.
news, Twitter machinations, just whatever kind of is up and about.
It seems like there was a lot of so there's another YouTube channel, podcast, whatever that I watch that does a segment called It's Barely News. And this is Magic's Barely News.
Barely news.
It's a whole bunch of
Uh,
topics that don't really demand an entire episode, but I think are worth talking about anyway.
yeah, and there's some things up here that I don't even know what you're talking about, so I'm interested. So
Oh, okay.
um So yeah, we're in the in between time between kind of the end of Mom and the beginning of Lord of the Rings summer.
Yeah, but even like Lord of the Rings is weird because it's like, I don't know, not legal everywhere, but still a premiere set somehow, and
Yeah.
doesn't
Could this
seem
be
to
hot?
be.
Could this be hot ring summer?
Yeah,
Yeah. Um so yeah, so it's like it's a weird time, so we may have to come up with some fancy episode topics
yeah, or
because
non-topics, kind of like
or
this one.
non-topics or barely news.
Well, I think
So if
like
you
some of the feedback I've gotten from listeners and stuff is that they kind of appreciate us just talking generally about the game and not necessarily about like how to play better or what deck's the best, because there's certainly people that are more qualified to speak on that stuff than we are, but
know,
it's kind of two guys talking about the game. So I think,
two guys
episodes like this they're
talking
reasonable
about
some portion.
vagaries.
Yeah, vagaries.
Um, so if you have any barely news topics that we could kind of throw together, or things you want to hear about, let us know. All of our social media stuff, Facebook, Discord, Twitter, and all that stuff is in the description. So go check that out
Yeah,
and give us some ideas as we wade through the summer.
the content draw. Yeah, let us know. Like Brian said, links are in the description. Hit us up. If you're looking to support the show, there's a couple ways you can do it. The first is with our TCG Player affiliate link, casualtryhard.com/TCG. If you follow that link to TCG Player, whatever you purchase after that, we will get a small portion of to help keep the lights on over here. And doesn't cost you guys anything. You're buying cards, you're buying sealed product anyway. We would appreciate it if you use that link. TCG Player has usually pretty good prices and quick shipping. So like I said, if you're going to be buying it anyway, you might as well buy it in a way to help your favorite podcast out.
Yeah.
If you're looking to support us more directly, you can do so at patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. If you have an aversion to TCG Player and don't want to use them, you can give us money directly. That'd be great.
Money.
Yeah. Patrons get access to our show notes, so you kind of get a sneak peek about what the upcoming episode's going to be about. You also get access to our pre-show, roundabouts, another hour of content out of us every week. And when I have stuff to send out, I will send it to you also. Should be next month, I think. Usually about every other month I send them out. So I think July I'll send another batch out. Some cool stuff that I have. Usually stuff that I have made for you guys. So that'll be going out next month. If you want in on any of that, if it sounds good to you, or if you just want to support us, you appreciate the work that we do every week, and you like hanging out with us, you can head on over to patreon.com/casualtryhardmtg, and you can chip a couple bucks in, and we would appreciate it.
Yes, very much so.
Yes.
So, right, we got a list of topics here.
Yeah.
So
Anything jump out at you that you want to tackle first?
let's see here. Well, we can talk about uh some of the Lord of the Rings stuff. It's here first. We'll see what we can
Okay.
come up with here. So, there's a new category or genre of tweet,
Okay.
which is look, I pulled the one of one ring. And there's all the people oh gosh, these are totally fake. People oh no, I'm really happy for this person. Why do you think it's fake? And it's just there's like 6 people that have like posted that
Yeah.
I've seen. They're like, I pulled the one wing. And I saw someone was like, all these people with their wish.com proxies.
Mhm.
And I'm like, yeah, yeah. I don't get it. Just stop. Like, if you actually pulled it, like, I don't know, sell it to Post Malone yourself.
Yeah, like I don't know if if I had opened any of this product and I pulled the one ring, like what's the offer? Like better than $2 million? I
Hmm.
don't know that I'd run around like bragging on the internet that I opened the one ring for two
No,
million. Like that puts an awful big target on your head.
it does. Like, let's not like call attention to the fact that you've opened
Yeah,
a
a
giant, very expensive thing. Like, let's
two
not do
million dollar
this.
rectangle of cardboard.
Yeah, like, stop.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I said this last week. Like, I would just like quietly find someone, an auction house that specializes in auctioning high end collectibles,
yep,
and just be like, "Hey, I got this thing.
yep,
I need you to let Post Malone know that there's an auction,
yeah.
and
Or
then we'll let
whatever that
Posty,
shop is from Europe, or
yeah,
Cassius
get
Marsh, or
Cassius, like whoever, like,
yeah,
because my thought is, and take this as life advice, maybe. If someone's offering you a bunch of money for a thing, that means they think they can flip it for more,
yeah,
right? They're basically like, "Hey, you don't have the infrastructure to make this sale. We do,
right.
right? We have Post Malone and Cassius Mark's uh, uh, numbers. We'll text them once we have it,
Hmm. Or
and
like you said, let it go to auction. I mean, if
yeah,
there's
or we'll put
three
it
or
on
four
auction and we'll see what
people like
happens."
already making legitimate 7-figure offers for the card, then
Yeah,
let them duke it
like
out.
what is his name? Hunter Pence, the former baseball player.
Hmm.
Uh, he's a huge Magic player.
Yep.
There's video of him with like a black lotus around his neck like a lanyard.
Yeah.
Uh, like just yes, that is a thing. Like, but they think that they give you $2 million, they can sell it for four,
Right.
right? Like, think of it as their buy list,
Hmm.
right? They're buy listing it for 50% what they think they can get for it.
Right.
So just put it up for auction.
Yep.
Because they really
100%.
want it for $2 million, they'll bid two.
Yeah. Have you heard the little off script? Not that we really have a script, but have you heard the conspiracy theory about the One Ring?
No, hit me up.
So we were talking about I think last week we were talking about print runs and
Mm-hmm.
how like a print run would affect the One Ring.
Mm-hmm.
I guess people have been positing that the One Ring, while it was said that it's going to be in a collector booster,
Mm-hmm.
people are saying that it's not going to be in a collector booster box.
Hmm.
It's going to be in a gift pack because the gift packs come with one collector booster. And
Oh.
like Wizards would like going, and not that it was a huge trouble, but like they've made such a big deal out of this one ring that
Mm-hmm.
it's probably in their best interest for it to be opened.
Fair.
Um, and like a lot of collector boosters never get opened because they get put on a shelf somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas gift bundles or gift packs or whatever are typically bought as a gift, or as somebody that wants to treat themselves and not like put on a shelf somewhere.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are I don't know about a lot of people, but I've seen multiple people talking about how they think that it's going to come out of a gift bundle or gift pack, or however
When are
they're
the gift? When are those on sale yet?
I'm not sure.
Because like I said last week, right? It makes no sense for this to get cracked on like pre-release weekend
Right.
or like the first week, right? Because if we're six, if we're like 6 months in and it's Christmas time and there's like the gift boxes, right?
Yeah.
then hey, uh those now become a much hotter item
Right.
because hey, it could have the thing in it. It would also be weird. Could you imagine like a grandma buying it for like a 10-year-old
Yeah.
and like a 10-year-old just like opens the one ring and like plays it unsleeved at his like on the
What's
lunch
this
table or
do? I can't
something?
read it.
Yeah, exactly. This is weird.
So
Uh
the gift bundles go on sale July 7th,
okay.
which kind of falls in line with what you were saying. And I guess also I just saw that the MSRP or whatever, not MSRP, but like what
Yeah.
the street price is supposed to be is $86.
Holy God.
But people are already scalping them for 200.
Okay. Counter theory.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Wizards
people that
Wizards put that out there to move bundles.
or someone put it out there because they were sitting on a crap ton of gift bundles,
Maybe.
right? Like, is that a product that often sells well? I remember that bundles used to be kind of like at some point.
Well, so the gift packs, the ones that were like 5 booster packs with a promo
Hmm.
or whatever, I don't think they typically did well, but the gift bundles have done well. They're the
Okay.
ones that have like the foily fat pack box, and they have a
Okay.
collector booster, and like I think they come with a different promo inside or whatever.
Yeah.
I know the Throne of Eldraine ones were expensive for a while.
Okay.
Like people really wanted them. I don't know how any others did, but
Fair. 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 I mean, I know that like we said that it'd be it'd be hard if they knew where the ring was roughly.
yeah,
Then they could like pick the distributor or like the location.
yeah,
But like they have to know. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I honestly feel like I don't know,
Well, I
from
mean,
any of
I'm
our
sure like the printer knows,
Mhm.
but I don't know if WotC would even want to be privy to that information.
Yeah. But I guess my thing is like I I feel like they don't want it to go and be open somewhere like obscure,
Yeah.
right? Like they don't want it to go be open somewhere where it's not going to like get a news story
Hmm.
and like get a Kotaku article
Yeah.
and like a Forbes article and like you know what I mean, where it's not going to like make news.
Yeah.
So like I feel like the printer that was told like put this card on a sheet or whatever,
Hmm.
the I feel like the bulk of their products is going to go to North America,
Yeah.
right? Or all of it, right? They're going to want it to be open probably in North America,
Yeah.
so that they can kind of get the pump up. But yeah, I mean maybe it's like gift boosters, but
Well, I
also if
think that
I
they said that it was only going to be in English boosters.
in English boosters, English
Yeah.
collector boosters, yeah. But it could be like, but I mean, I guess just like we get Russian booster packs,
Yeah.
I'm assuming that Europe gets non-English speaking countries get English
Yeah.
packs because those are still for the most part the most desirable like
Yeah.
version. Because like if you go to Japan, Japanese foils are cheap
Hmm.
because they're just the
Foils.
regular cards.
Yeah.
They're just foils.
Yeah.
Uh, but it like it makes sense to me that if I were a supplier or someone who pre-ordered a crap ton of gift booster whatever's,
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'd have like one of my buddies on Reddit be like, dude, I think that Wizards is gonna like put these here.
Yeah.
But I mean, would like I think it serves Wizards to have it wait as long as possible. Yes, it needs to be opened.
Hmm.
I think it probably needs to be open within 2 to 3 months of the set's release.
Yeah. So it's still like on people's minds.
Yeah, like you don't want it to overshadow the fall set,
Right.
but you also like want there to be enough like buzz that right people that are like sitting and looking at their like box of collector boosters that they put on their shelf start getting the itch.
Yeah.
Where they're like, "Oh my gosh, I could be sitting on a Powerball ticket right now, and I won't know until I open these packs. What if the One Ring's in there?"
Yeah.
Right? I mean, did you see how much the like human ring, like the soul rings, were selling for?
Mm-mm.
I saw multiple listings for different ones at like $5,000 a pop.
Wow.
Like Star City, just like the Ben something. I think the owner of Star
Yeah.
City or one of the higher
Ben
ups was
Weiss or
just like,
whatever.
yes, was like, hey, we got this number ring, $5,000, like or best offer or something. Like DM me,
Hmm.
and so like starting at 5,000,
Yeah.
and so if those are going for 5,000,
Yeah.
like what is the real price of the one of one ring? And it's got to be hard to be like there could be a $5,000 card in this pack.
Hmm.
There could be a $5 million card in this pack,
Yeah.
right? Like I've got to like these prices are ridiculous compared to like cons, cons, gosh, uh, uh, expeditions.
PFC. Yeah.
Yeah, like they were like $100 cards,
Yeah.
maybe, right? And now we're looking at $5,000 cards.
Yeah. Well, the like the box toppers for this set are supposed to be like really expensive too, right?
I think. I mean, there's some good ones,
Yeah, but I
but
think
then you
they're like really expensive.
okay,
Let me see if I can I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find a price list, but
yeah, it's so hard with like the bajillions of
yeah.
uh versions.
Yeah.
Uh, and like TCG player not making it easy.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I don't
but then you
see
get
any
like
box
a
toppers.
borderless Shire is 81 cents.
Yeah.
But then Delighted Halfling is $11. Oh, good. Samwise is only $3. Okay.
Well, okay, you want to talk about Samwise?
Sure, we can talk about Samwise. We just gotta like randomly. So,
I hadn't heard about
I
this, so
okay. So we talked about Samwise just kind of going in the Academy Manufacturer
yeah.
deck as like extra Lannis.
Hmm.
Um, but there's another Samwise combo,
Okay.
which is with a sacrifice outlet, say Viscera Seer,
Hmm.
and a Cauldron Familiar, you make infinite
Oh,
food
yeah, okay.
and win the game on the spot.
Yeah.
Right? You need one food to start it, which like casting one of these two cards
Right.
gets you the food from Sam, and then every time the cat comes in, you make a food,
Hmm.
drain them, sack it to Viscera Seer. And I saw this from Aspiring Spike, so I'll do credit. He was like, "Oh, you just like put one Viscera Sea in your deck to go get with Finale Devastation,
Yeah.
or I guess Invasion of Ixalan,
Hmm.
not Ixalan, Ikoria, and you just go get your Viscera Sea and win the game."
Hmm.
So I
Or
had
any
not,
sack outlet. Doesn't have to be Viscerous here, but
yeah, that's the cheapest one,
yeah.
but yeah, I hadn't heard of that slash thought of it until I saw it, and so like there's another way to like Sam people out of the game.
Hmm.
So that was all. That was the Sam combo that we missed
No.
last week.
Okay.
Um, so
And that's
I will also
all cocoable also.
all cocoable exactly.
Yep.
Um, so I watched two videos about the set, like what the best modern cards are,
Hmm.
and basically almost all of the cards Aspiring Spike said were like playable or were going to be good in modern.
Hmm.
We talked about, thank you.
Ooh, pat on the back.
And, yeah, pat on the back. And then
Yeah.
Saffron Olive did a video today that was the same kind of thing. And I was like, yeah, I forget what his number one card was. It was something that I was like, oh, Orcish Bowmasters.
Yeah.
So he did also tweet today that he played Orcish Bowmasters for the first time.
Mhm.
And I forget what, like someone played like a wheel or something, and he
Oof.
flashed an Orcish Bowmasters, and he ended up with a 17-17.
Yeah.
He killed 2/6/6s and a 5/5.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yes, off of like 2 mana.
Yeah.
He's like, this is really good. It's like, yeah. Yeah, 2 mana, make 18 power, and murder everything. Pretty
Mhm.
good. So yeah, so we did a good job. We
Yeah.
did a good job. We did not lead you astray.
Yeah.
Right. Now
Um,
you have here, how is this set being perceived out in the wilds?
yeah. I I have seen a couple people talking about it, but
Hmm.
not really any buzz. Like on pre-release weekend, there's usually, you hear a lot of, "Oh my god, this is awesome," or "This set's awful," or I really
Hmm.
haven't heard anything.
Like LSV tweeted that he did a couple drafts, I guess, during like early access,
Yeah.
and like he had some thoughts, and it seemed like it was fine. I think what's weird is most of the videos I've seen about this set
Mhm.
are focused on the One Ring.
Yeah. Not really about the set.
Yeah, like there was
Yeah.
a pre-release thing where like a TikTok, a guy opens his pre-release kit and goes like, "Hey man, give me a sleeve," and gets a sleeve and then leaves
Yeah.
the shop and leaves all of his stuff. Like, where is he coming back? I wonder why he left. Like, kind of inferring like, oh, he must have opened the One Ring
Yeah.
and is like leaving. And it's like, one, they don't come in those packs.
Right.
And two, uh, but like I feel like this set might be being overshadowed by the fact that there's a Powerball ticket in a pack somewhere.
I mean, that might be. I also had a thought,
Okay.
and I think this set, other than the serialized cards, the one of one ring and the dwarven, human, elvish rings, whatever,
Yeah.
um, I think was a little bit mismarketed because, like, the impression that everybody got was this set's modern, right? That was our first impression. Is this is,
Hmm.
Modern Horizons 3,
Hmm.
and because it's going right into modern. Um,
Yes.
but kind of like we said last week in our set review, like the power level isn't really there. So if you're, person that's not super checked in, that decided to go to pre-release because, you like Lord of the Rings, or you just happen to be at the game store on a Friday night, or whatever your reason is, like if you're not super checked in and don't know that the power level's low, like you might have the impression that this set is like has a different audience, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Especially since it's like premium priced.
Yeah, and I also think that like with the fact that they like dusted off Elijah Wood
Hmm.
and had him like do ads for Magic cards,
Yeah.
right? I think there was definitely a like, we're not marketing this towards Magic players.
Yeah.
We're marketing this to Lord of the Rings fans who are going to be like, "Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's Elijah Wood. It's
Right.
Frodo. I wish to interact with this product because of Frodo."
Yeah.
So like I don't know how much of it is also that like I feel like people were hyped about it because it was Lord of the Rings and not hyped about it because it was Magic,
Maybe.
right? And I don't know if that is right or not. I'm the same age as Elijah Wood. I'll be danged. We're both 42. One of us has a better bank account though. But
I'm gonna guess
yeah,
Elijah Wood.
mhm.
I'm gonna guess Elijah Wood.
Yes, 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 yes. But I guess I don't know, um, like
You
how
still
many
have all your
like
fingers though.
I do.
Yeah.
Um, he's just like John Wick. Oh, spoilers. Um, but if like their goal, like you're right. I haven't seen a bunch of like, oh my gosh, I like look at my sealed pool.
Yeah.
There were some like oh, I opened the card I wanted. Like I opened a couple packs and like I got the one card I wanted.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't seem like there is as much like pre-release buzz
Right.
as there normally is. But again, like how much of this is like you and I are working off pre-release buzz from like 4 years ago and
True.
like that has just slowly faded
Yeah.
over time. I guess we'll see like when people start like what's this on Arena and
Mhm.
people start tweeting about it
Yeah.
because again like that's where most Magic is played now. Like Magic is a like digital card game with a physical collectible side hustle,
Yeah.
right? It's just like, oh, you play the cards over here, but we'll give you 45 fancy versions so you can like buy something
Yeah.
and like, knock on wood. Um, right? Like, do we get to the point where like Magic cards kind of become like Beanie Babies?
I
Where
mean,
like
I hope
people,
not.
but like maybe not with like the reserve list stuff, which are like unique
Yeah.
game pieces. But like all the collectible versions, at some point it just all collapses, and it's just like, yeah, we don't care that there's 35 different versions. Like,
Yeah. I mean, maybe. Magic's also like been around a lot longer than Beanie Babies, and there's like the
this is
nostalgia
true.
thing. Like a
Hmm.
lot of people like, from our age that used to play when they were in high school or whatever are nostalgic for that, whereas Beanie Babies like were kind of dumb when even when they were a thing. I don't think
This
anybody's
is
really nostalgic for Beanie Babies.
this is true. No, but just like the idea of like, oh, this is a collectible that's worth something,
Yeah.
right? Because I mean, Magic's been around for a long time,
Hmm.
but like random, wild, alternate frame,
Right. That's pretty
full
recent.
art craziness
Yeah.
is like Throne of Eldraine forward,
Yeah.
and like just like my
We
perception of
make
things with
boosters fun.
yes, we make it impossible for you to open a box and complete a set of anything.
Yeah.
Um, was like I was like, "Oh, man, these, like, fancy versions are gonna be so much, like, more valuable, like, oh, I gotta" and now it's just like, yeah, I have all of these, like, storybook frame
Yeah.
cards, and I like, no one cares. Like,
Right.
they're just still, like, uncommons at the uncommon price.
Basically.
It's like, "Oh, okay." So, yeah, like, hopefully, there's more buzz around the set, but, yeah, it just feels like it's, like, kinda flat.
Yeah. It also feels weird for like it not to be digital, right?
Oh, it is digital.
It's not yet.
Not yet. Fair, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, by the time you guys are listening to this, it is. But like, I guess we've gotten, through the pandemic or whatever, we've gotten so used to things being launched simultaneously,
Or digital first there for a
yeah,
while.
or digital first. That I don't know. It's just strange, I guess. That
Yeah, I mean, it is like the way you and I have interacted with
yeah,
uh Magic being more digital as of late,
yeah,
right? Like maybe just doesn't feel like there's the same buzz because it's like we can't play it.
right,
And I mentioned this in the pre-show, like I'm not like super excited to play this.
yeah,
Maybe I'll do some drafts, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, I
yeah.
gotta like do drafts of this.
Well, so I guess going back to how the set's being perceived, like even through, did you watch any of the streamer event?
I did not.
Um,
I did not.
I don't think there was much. And even the people that were playing, I didn't tune in a ton, but I kind of clicked around a little bit to get a feel for what was going on. And even the people that were playing, like, didn't seem like they were thrilled to be there.
Hmm.
So, I don't know if that's
Which
like,
is not great.
yeah, I don't know if that's a function of like the set not being great or if it's more to do with like nobody wants to play alchemy and that's the only place you can play these stupid cards.
I mean, that could very, very, very well be it, where it's just like, I don't want to interact with
Yeah. Like
this format
one
that
of
I don't
the
enjoy.
yeah, I forget who it was, but one of the streamers that I had watched for, more than 30 seconds or so, was basically complaining that they didn't know what any of these digital only cards were that they were playing against.
Yeah, I mean, that is a huge problem where you're just like, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to like play this, but I don't know like why. It's not like I don't know. And like again, some of those cards are like so snowbally
Yeah.
that you're just like, oh, I guess they resolved a thing and I lost the game.
Yep.
That was pretty neat. Thanks everyone. Yeah, so I don't know. Um, it is it is not the same kind of buzz that seems like it's around like a normal set.
No.
And I think that a lot of the buzz around normal sets is like, oh gosh, Yeoman 5 making his like 50
50
standard
decks.
brews.
Yeah.
And other people being like, oh, is this card good, this standard deck? Or like definitely we just don't have that.
Right.
And like because modern is a paper slash like moto format,
Hmm.
right? There are just less people that interact with that.
Yep.
Right. There's way more people playing arena. And we talked about earlier, I think in the pre-show, that like when's the last time we've really seen like deck lists pop up on our
Right.
like on our timelines or
Yeah. You
anything?
don't see it, not like you used to.
Not like you used to. So like there's a much smaller universe of people that are like doing modern content
Mhm.
and playing modern. And apparently there's a pro tour in like a month
Oh, okay.
in Barcelona that is modern.
Hmm.
And like I don't know if you've got some like cool thing, maybe you keep it under your hat,
It's true.
right? Because like it's a month out from the tournament and maybe someone else will find it, but maybe you broke it.
Right.
So yeah, I guess I don't know.
Pirate Stompy.
Pirate Stompy. I'm I'm currently looking at um uh Green Red Turbo Boo Initiative. Uh
Turbo Boo Initiative.
Turbo, sorry,
Turbo.
Turbo Initiative. Um but yeah. So it might just be that like the people that would be like brewing with it and like putting stuff out in the world
Yeah.
are like no.
Well, I mean, I think most of that prep happens on Moto, though, and if it's not on
Mhm.
Moto, people aren't brewing yet.
Exactly. All right. So we got that. What else we got here?
How about this Magic Ambassador program? Have you heard anything about this?
I know that Anzid
Yeah.
is a Magic Ambassador,
Hmm.
but I have no idea what the Magic Ambassador program is, how one becomes an ambassador. I
Um,
don't know.
I also don't know a whole lot, so
Okay.
this whole segment is going to be speculation. So
Sweet, the best kind.
nobody get your pitchforks out. I think it was a thing you had to apply for.
Mhm.
Um, I've seen a lot of people really excited that they were accepted, so
Mhm.
good for
Good for
them.
them.
Yep. Um, I've also seen some people that were offered it and declined, and
Okay.
like they weren't even like big. I don't want to say big names, but not huge names.
Hey, guess what I did?
What you did?
I Googled it.
Oh, okay.
The Magic Ambassador program provides content creators with additional tools to create their Magic the Gathering content. Ambassadors receive set information and a variety of cards from each set before debut day in order to prepare thoughtful, informative content for their audience. So, do they get like, it sounds like they kind of get preview cards?
I think it's more than just preview cards.
But yeah, like they might get like hero cards that like kind of like adhere to your play style to like make
Yeah,
some decks.
I think they get swag packs. Like they've been kind of
Mhm,
dribbling out these swag packs to like high profile content
mhm.
creators or whatever. So I think it's kind of in that vein
And
where
then we also oh,
they
go ahead.
get like, and I think there was something about like arena perks.
So I have how they're selected
Oh, okay.
are chosen because of their varied content creation styles, backgrounds, and platforms. We took extra care in the evaluation process to address potential biases that may exclude marginalized or underrepresented groups, invited creators for whom magic is their singular passion or one of many. Programs includes creators of all sizes and levels of notoriety. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, get at me, Chad. Um, and and selected creators were already meeting the frequency of Magic Gathering content we requested, whatever
Whatever
that
that
means.
means.
Uh, and their ambassadors are limited to North America as of right now.
Okay.
And then, is this good for them? There we go. In addition to receiving exclusive MTG ambassador swag, the
Mhm.
swag in question, creators are given products from every set, Magic Arena benefits, and Magic Con badges.
Oh.
Moreover, these creators will create impactful content with insights directly from WotC.
Well, that's kind
Uh,
of interesting.
mhm. So direct Wizards of the Coast support can mean major growth for creators, especially when they're armed with information that makes them a guidepost for the MTG community. All sponsored content is owned by the creators themselves, and any monetization from this content remains in their hands. There we go. So there you have it. And then uh it is currently an invite only program.
Okay.
Again,
Hit
I
us
feel
up.
slighted. Hit us up.
I have not seen that email yet.
I have not, but yeah, I'm sure it got just put in our spam folder. So I feel like they like roll out a program like this
Mhm. And then it
every
fizzles
so
out
often,
and like people
and then it
forget about
flames
it.
out, and then people get mad because we had something
Yeah.
else like this not too long ago.
Yeah.
And I think that like they have some community manager who comes up with an idea, community manages, this person then gets like a 70% pay increase to community manage Overwatch
Yeah.
or Diablo 4 or whatever, and then they leave, and then and then that program dies as they look for the next person to run it.
Right.
And the next person comes in and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna call it Mythic Ambassadors."
Yeah.
And then they
That
do
intern graduated, so they no longer work at Wizards.
yeah, there was the person who's in charge of like gosh, early access
Mhm.
was like on Twitter like, "Yo, hit me up." Like, I'm still trying to like get people in, like hit me up if you want to like do early access.
Oh.
And I probably should have hit them up. But yeah, it was just like, are you for real right now? Like we're just like
Yeah.
blasting the tweet out like, yo, like hook it up. Like, hey, we could really use a thing right now.
Yeah.
So like I thought that was just like weird.
Yeah.
That
That
we're
is
just
weird.
like, please, anyone help me.
Yeah.
Um, so like, I mean, it's all well and good. Like, it is, I think something that the community isn't a fan of, but I mean, it's always going to happen when there's any kind of like power disparity. Like, oh, it's invite only. Like, why are these people and not these people? Is it because I said something mean about like Magic 30, and
Yeah. Who
now like
knows?
you don't want to pick me,
Yeah.
kind of deal? Like, is a thing that, while positive, like if there's anyone on the outside,
Mhm.
right, they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, like Watsu sucks. I can't believe they didn't pick me.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. I'm Desolator Magic and I'm mad. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, so it's also kind of weird though that this was just kind of pulled out of nowhere. Like
Yeah,
there
like
was nothing. Oh, we have all of these magic ambassadors.
yeah,
Where
it was
like
just like, yo,
every other program that they've done has been rolled out like not even half baked, like still batter in the bowl. It's like, oh yeah, here's organized play. We don't
we
have any
we
plan.
we are announcing that we are going to buy the ingredients to make a cake.
Right.
And then it's like,
We don't
we
know
have
when we're gonna
bought,
make it. We don't know what it's gonna be. We don't know what it's gonna taste like. We don't know who's gonna eat it.
but we are buying ingredients. And then a few months later, we have bought the ingredients. And then like they're in the bowl.
Yeah.
And then like we opened the door too soon. It went flat. Sorry about the cake promise. And it's
Instead
just
of a
like
third
we
of a
move
cup
on.
of sugar, I put a third of a cup of salt. Sorry about that. They look the same.
Yeah. Oops. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's very much like, yeah, like I just saw like Anson got it,
Yeah.
and people were like, "Oh, it's so great for him." And it's
No, I
like,
mean that is good for him. He's
no,
like
it is great. I
busted his
also,
butt to
yeah, I also would like to just, I don't know, like I know what his wife does. I
yeah.
know where he lives. How are you flying across the country and like streaming Magic? Like I don't understand. Right? I keep being told, and we can talk about this. This maybe gets us to the next thing, that doing coverage and streaming Magic is super prohibitively expensive and cannot be done and anyone turn a profit.
right.
And here's one man with like a handy cam and a dream.
Well,
We're just,
so like that, I mean, that's a little bit different though, right? Because
it is.
one man with a handy cam and like a mobile hotspot is quite a far cry from, like you said, we're gonna get into it, $10,000 a weekend internet access.
You say that, but he was definitely less than a year ago, like putting up prices of like internet in convention centers. Like here's how much internet costs in like Indianapolis, and here's like him trying to like get the money to do it. I'm going to do this Raid Shadow Legends stream,
Oh,
and that money's going to go towards internet.
I didn't realize that that was for him. I thought that like he was trying to like set up coverage as a service is what my impression of that
Okay,
was.
maybe it was, but
I
like
mean,
you
I could
can't
be
like.
wrong. Also, that was
I
just
don't
my
think you can
impression.
like. I I'm sure that like Verizon's doing some good work with the 5G, you know, mind controlling us and magnetizing us and whatever. But I don't know if I could like trust like my 5G like mobile hotspot like in the concrete bunker that
Yeah,
is like every like convention center in America
yeah,
to like be like, and we're live.
yeah.
Uh oh no, someone walked by with like a pretzel in a foil wrapper and we blocked the signal.
Well,
You
so
can't run
there's
anymore.
like a reasonable expectation though, right? Like the
Yeah, I
people
guess.
that follow Anzid know what he's doing and like
Mhm.
appreciate him greatly for it. And I would think most of the people that are following him donate because they know what a struggle it is.
Yeah,
So like those people would have a reasonable expectation of like the stream quality.
yeah, fair. Um, so, uh, there was an announcement of a major event
Yeah.
at, MagicCon Vegas.
Hmm.
It
Which, to be
is
fair, is traditionally like the flagpole event of the year.
yeah, it is the biggest the the it was GP Vegas,
Yeah.
and now it is MagicCon Vegas.
Yeah.
Um, but we have now, um, the Las Vegas $100,000 limited open, right? So, um, it is where is it at? Uh,
So it's kind of weird that they've gone back to opens, right? I thought that was kind of strange.
what do you mean?
Well, like we've gone back to open branding. Like Wizards never ran opens. That was like a Star City thing.
Fair, yes, yes, yes.
But
But I mean, a
now,
GP was effectively an open,
yeah,
and I guess they don't want to like use the like
GP
GP
branding or
thing.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So, um, uh, this event has $100,000 payout,
Hmm.
and people were talking about like how much money it was, and like back in the day when you won a GP, it was like $10,000. Winner gets 20K.
Right. Yeah,
Like
it's a
not all it's
$10,000 prize pool, not to
is
first place.
yeah, it's $100,000 prize pool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, well, bigger than previous prize pools, like significantly so. I think that um like finishing the top like 100 or like got me $50,
Yeah.
right? And this gets like 300. So like an appreciable increase. One could say, if pegged to inflation, uh, maybe about right. Um, But this is an interesting thing, right? Uh,
So, what was the last limited GP that we played in? Modern Horizons 2?
yeah, and it was $80.
Yes, it was $80 and it was Modern Horizons 2, so that was a premium set.
They were usually 50 or 60.
I think there were 60 or
60 maybe?
70, yeah,
Yeah, like Modern Horizons was a little bit more, I thought,
maybe.
but um but uh yeah, so again, if you want to make my same peg to inflation joke, I'm trying to find the price, what
It's
the entry fee is.
it, so it's a little nebulous, but the what they're calling an entry fee is $160.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so oh, that there it is. It was like right in front of my face. So you need $160 to play in this event. But
And
to get to your seat,
yeah,
you have to pay entry into MagicCon.
right.
And MagicCon entry, and you need 2 days of entry.
Yes. At least 2 days
So
of entry.
the weekend pass is $65,
Right.
which I think is what you would need,
Yep.
right? Um, so I guess that makes the entry fee basically 225.
That is what that means.
And well, no, because like weekend is Saturday and Sunday, right? But this starts on Friday.
Oh, is that what that is?
I think because they said that like if you don't have access for Sunday, you would get Sunday access, right? Isn't
Hmm.
that what that said? Da, 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 da. So top eight committers will be given a Sunday badge if they don't already have one.
Oh,
So this is for must have a MagicCon Vegas Friday and Saturday badge.
okay.
And so is that the weekend? Is that Friday, Saturday, Sunday? I assume so, right? That has to be
Yeah.
it.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
single day calls out Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and weekend just says weekend. So I'm assuming
Okay.
it's all 3 days.
So it's like $65.
Yep.
And there has been a bit of an uproar
Hmm.
because uh people have not been flashed by the Men in Black blinky light,
Right.
and they remember playing Modern Horizons in a previously abandoned Lowe's or Walmart in in
DC.
DC or outside of DC that was called a convention center.
Yeah.
Um and for $80
Hmm.
with no entry fee.
Right.
And so people are like, what the heck, man? Like, why is this happening?
Yep. So
And
almost 3 times the price.
for what set is this? It's
I think it's
September, so it
I think it's
is
Wilds.
it's Wilds.
Yeah.
So it's like a regular standard set
Yep.
that like remember when you pay like the extra like $10 because they would sort your pool for you and register it?
Hmm.
The greatest of times in Magic's history. When for like 60 or $70, they would just like hand you a sheet that had all the cards already done.
Yeah, and you got to sleep in for an extra half an hour.
Yeah, and then they were like, can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I will pay you too much money to do that. Can you please just take my money? And they were like, no.
Yeah.
It's like, but why won't you take my money? Um, so people got all in an uproar,
Hmm.
and then uh the various people that have been associated with running
Running events.
GPs in the past and events just came out of the Twitter woodwork
Yeah.
and were just like, you don't know how expensive this is. Like, people don't have to have opinions if they aren't like informed, blah, 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 blah. Like
Well,
that was
I mean,
Cedric.
that's not how the world works. Everybody has an opinion, and most of them aren't informed.
Yes.
Have you
But
literally met anybody?
yes. But like that was Cedric.
Yeah.
LSV similarly, like people kind of like floating bits and pieces of cost. I'm just like, okay, like if you would like to make this discourse reasonable, lay out the prices.
Right.
don't like dunk on people for not knowing what the prices are.
Right.
Be like, hey, when I helped Star City do events, right, a few years ago, here is the average cost for hall internet. And now some people to get up to like a hall might be like $250,000
Hmm.
for a hall. And then like judges and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So like lay it out, like, okay, fine. But um but let's say the hall in Vegas is like $500,000, right? I don't know,
Sure.
right? It's Vegas, right? Um Assume this thing fills up, which
Hmm.
maybe that's a bad assumption, but assume it fills up. Let's do
I
we'll do
would.
1,500. We'll do 1,500 people. We'll give them a little bit of like slack, right? So
Well, so like that's probably not an accurate number though, because like 1,500 would be people for the event, not
yeah, I'm
including
just
like.
I'm just saying the event.
Okay.
So if there are 1,500 people
Yep.
just for the event,
Yep.
you get $97,000 off of them just
Walking in the
showing up
door.
before they register.
Yep.
And then 1,660 times 160 times try again, 60 time for the love of God, please calculator. Uh Times 1,500. If 1,500 people show up, you get $240,000 in entry fees,
Yeah.
right? Now, so their rake on the event is $250,000
Hmm.
if 1,500 people show up, right? And there's a good chance that like every GP Vegas thing always sells out.
Yes, I think everyone has sold out.
Um, you get $450,000 from just this event if people only buy the base weekend pass,
Right.
right? If they buy a
VIP, Black Lotus, Mythic Edition.
yeah, VIP is 350.
Yeah.
And does it come with nope, it does not come with anything. Oh, but if you do the legendary VIP plus the entrance into the open, it's
500.
478,
Yeah.
which only makes the entrance to the open 128.
Okay.
So, but like, so people are like, hey, Wizards is like a multi-million billion dollar company. Like, why are they like charging so much? It's not like they need the money to like break even.
Right.
People are like, oh, you'd be terrible at business, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's kind of like them
Yeah, I mean,
advertising their thing. Like,
yeah, some of this should be subsidized by their marketing budget because that's what it is.
yes.
Not like charging your customers to market your product. Like that's.
Yeah. And like, so there was a lot of like, these didn't really make money. They were loss leaders for, I'm like, you're telling me that for a decade that we ran a GP like every weekend or every other weekend
Mhm.
at like a soul crushing loss. And it took them 10 years in a pandemic to be like, no mas.
Well, I mean, the writing was on the wall for a couple years prior to pandemic, but
It
yes, I
was, it
agree with
was.
what you're saying.
But like, it's like they were slowing down,
Yeah.
and I distinctly remember us talking about like, huh, like no one wants to bid for the contract to run these stupid events.
Right.
And then like uh Channel Fireball, things got like less and less and less generous
Mhm.
as like the year and a half that they had it before the world ended.
Yeah.
Uh so like, do I believe that like, yes, there is some like there were some losses and things need to be like restructured,
Mhm.
but like, do you like, but at the same time, for this event, if it fills up, right, they make 300 or $400,000
Yeah.
on this event,
Not
not
including everything
counting
else.
everyone else that comes in,
Right.
right? So, like, yes, $100,000 seems really big. And maybe, like, what were the prize pools in old GPs? Were they 50?
Yeah, I think so. 50 or 60, I think.
Right? So, like, maybe doubling it to double the prize pool, but like, that's a huge amount of money
Right.
to like just make on that one event.
Yeah.
But again, like this is where um the community can make a difference, right? Right. Everyone complained about Magic 30,
Mhm.
and then when it went down, people did not buy it,
Right.
right? Because this is too expensive, right? If you think this is too expensive,
Don't buy it.
you don't do it.
Yeah.
And then when they go like, "Why did this fail?" It's like, "Because I was gonna have to pay like $65 to walk in the room, then 160 to do this thing."
On top of getting to Vegas and getting a hotel room in Vegas, Vegas isn't the cheapest place to go.
No, so okay, we're gonna pull the curtain back for Brian's job. So I run a summer research program, and
Mhm.
every year I make everyone who is like chemistry go to the regional American Chemical Society meeting.
Mhm.
And abstracts like, "Hey, I'd like to come. Here's the poster I'm going to present," are due before the start of the semester. And we usually don't have like, you know, kind of a sense if we can apply for travel funds
Mhm.
until start of semester. So I did some quick back of the envelope calculations to figure out how much it would cost me to take 9 to 12 students, not counting faculty, just 9 to 12 students to scenic vacation capital of the Southeast, Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh,
Right?
I like Raleigh.
It's not bad,
Yeah.
but like I'm not going to, I don't know, Savannah,
Right.
Atlanta,
Yeah.
right? Like Miami. No, I'm
Yeah.
going to Raleigh in 1 to 2 big white vans. All
Okay.
right. So I was like, worst case, it's a 3-day stay. Right. This is kind of $9,000.
Wow.
$9,000. The like negotiated group rate for the hotel,
Yeah.
$205 a night
Wow.
to be like in the hotel that has like the venue, so you could just like wander out of,
Yeah.
like, so I don't have to like wrangle students in the morning and like drive them across town.
Yeah.
$9,000. And I'm like, dear God, like, what if like I had to fly them somewhere?
Mhm.
Right? Like that's just like not doable.
Right.
Like can't be done. So like I can't imagine how much it would be for like people to go to Vegas and get hotel rooms for 3 days,
Yeah. A
right?
lot.
Like one person to be in this event probably costs 2 grand. Easy. Like
Easy.
minimum.
Easy, yeah.
Minimum 2 grand to go do this.
Yeah.
And there are enough people in their like 30s and 40s that like have reasonable jobs
Mhm.
that might be able to cobble this together to go do the thing. Good on them. But there's a whole lot of people that like this, they're like totally priced out of this,
Yeah.
right? And could you imagine you like go and you get your sealed pool and it's like
Garbage.
yeah, 2 dual lands,
Yeah.
2 rare lands, like the rare removal spell that
Mhm.
like you could have just got a common that's like 95% of it.
Right. Or better in
And
some cases.
yeah, and then like just like the like 7 mana unplayable red enchantment.
Yeah. I just
And
spent
you're just like,
$2,000 for this.
yeah, to come here and like go 0-3 drop.
Yeah.
right? Magic is a game of variance, sure,
Hmm.
but sealed is like the ultimate game of variance. It's like,
Right.
hey, we have variance on the front end of like, are your packs good? And then you have the regular other variants on top of that of like, uh, did you get good matchups? Um, did you draw like garbage?
Yeah.
Right? And but we started with Lord only knows what you're gonna get. It could just be terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it seems like so much. And like people like again, I'm not a math wizard, but like if I can do the math and be like, if they fill this up, they clear on this event $300,000, not counting anything else that they make. Now, granted, maybe I need to make that 250
Hmm.
because $50,000 worth of like judges
Yeah.
and
Well,
stuff.
so like that's another thing that I saw kind of floating around the internet. I don't know how true it is or whatever, but if you think back, we mentioned just a couple minutes ago about how the writing was kind of on the wall
Hmm.
for GPs for a couple of years. Do you remember what coincided with the writing starting to be on the wall?
The like dissolution of like wizards associating with judges so they wouldn't be considered employees.
Well, the lawsuit, like the
Hmm.
judges sued Wizards of the Coast for compensation.
Hmm.
So, like, there was a bunch of people that I saw talking about how, like, that's what killed the GP, is that Wizards could no longer, like, it was a way for them to, like, subsidize the GPs and not take, like, a huge hit because
Hmm.
making product for them is so cheap. Where
Yeah, like
then,
because I know that like I heard like judges like didn't they cover their own hotel rooms?
yeah,
Right? Like it was just like they were attending the
right.
event and they got like some meal per diem and then some like packs or
Well, I
like
mean, it
boxes.
was a lot, but yeah.
It was a lot, but like
Like depending on what level judge you were and what you were doing at the event, like I mean, I've certainly seen judges with a case or two of sealed product after doing a GP.
like I don't know, like how much like that cost Wizards like $35 to print,
Yeah.
if that, right? So
Yeah, but
they
I mean,
outlaid
100
like
bucks a box, like I mean, that's
oh,
decent for a weekend
yeah,
for something you enjoy doing.
yeah. But yeah, the fact that like the idea was like now we have to like actually be paid in like
Yeah.
real money. They're just like, yeah, no, we can't do that
Oh,
because like
I'm not saying it was right, but that's like
yeah,
one of the theories that I saw was that's what led to like the
because like
downfall of.
if in your head going and working a GP gets you $800 worth of product,
Mhm.
right? You would like to perhaps have that $800 worth of product converted into $800 worth of dollar dues
Right.
directly from the source, as opposed to here's this sealed product. You can just try to sell the boxes and hope someone else gives you dollar dues at the rate you were happy with,
Yeah.
or you can open them and spin the wheel.
Yeah.
Well, how will you do? And you're like, oh, can I pay my landlord in magic cards? Oh,
Right.
I cannot. Mm. So,
Well,
yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, like I don't want to put, words in judges' mouths. I've never been a judge. I
yeah,
only kind of tangentially know judges. Like we had a couple level ones in our store, but like a level one judge doesn't get invited to a GP to work or whatever. Um, but I don't think the um like desired outcome of the program was for anybody to make a living off being a judge. Like I
oh,
thought it was more like, this is or my impression was that this is something that they enjoy doing and this is their perk, not like I'm going to work for the weekend, got to fly to Dallas.
yeah. I mean, I do think some people did that to
Well,
some degree.
right, but just because people did that doesn't mean that that was the intent of the
I,
program. Like I mean,
I,
there's
th-
people that work at McDonald's their whole lives. I don't think that anybody sets out when they're getting ready to go
yeah,
into the workforce and
I,
be like, I want to work at Mickey D's forever.
I think more along the lines, much like the I'm not saying anyone like made their living on judge work,
Mhm.
but I think there was some people like tried to supplement
Yeah.
what they were doing, and so I I can see that like they're like, hey, I'm doing a job. I'd like to be paid in like real money
Mhm.
as opposed to like funny money that I might be able to exchange for real money.
Right.
Yeah, but could you imagine like I don't know, you were judging during like Dragon's Maze and like
And
they
that's what you
just
got paid in.
you got paid in Dragon's Maze
Yeah.
and like from the time it like that the person picked it up off the cart and handed it to you,
Yeah.
it like lost 35% of its value.
Yeah.
just just like in one of those countries where like hyperinflation, like it just like by the time you get to your destination in your cab, like you don't have the money anymore. It's
Yeah.
like, oh no. But um so there was a big uproar about the cost of
Mhm.
this event and how like we had these before
Yeah.
and like we shouldn't be patting them on the back for charging us double to do like more than double to do the thing that we had been doing before.
Yeah.
So I don't I don't know how to feel because on one hand, like it's cool. Like it'd be nice if there were like GPs again.
Mhm.
And this is like the closest thing we've had to a GP in a while.
Right.
But also like it's just so cost prohibitive and just I know companies make money, yada yada yada, but it feels like you're making so much money everywhere else
Yeah.
that like maybe if this was $100, right? Maybe I feel better about it then. Or
$100
like
plus an entry fee?
I was gonna say if it was like 160, but you got the base level like
Yeah.
entry, right? Like, oh, you registered for this, you get the like whatever
Yeah.
bronze tier. You're allowed to like smell the same air that this other person smells.
And like that was also one of the criticisms that we had for the like DreamHack events too, right? Was that
Mhm.
sure you want an invite to the event, but guess what? You got to buy a DreamHack pass for the weekend, even though you don't care who's playing Fortnite on the big stage.
Yeah, I mean, and that might just be, you know, if you're on the TO side,
Mhm.
right? Like having that entry fee and like locking in um a like known revenue
Yeah.
kind of going in makes it safer for you to do it because some people were saying that like you have to I think it was Martell maybe that like you kind of have to overshoot what you think the registration's going to be
Mhm.
so that you have enough space
Yeah.
and then that can lead you to have a room that is too big that you pay too much for and like I'm sure they took a bath on like well maybe I say on GP Oko.
Yeah. Well,
uh
I mean that had a pro
but there
tour
was
in
but
it
it had a
though.
pro tour. That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. Like that's why I was like, yeah, like maybe. Um, but I don't know how you do it where like it is affordable
Mhm.
and a thing that like the majority of your player base can do,
Yeah.
and simultaneously that you feel it's worth your while doing.
Right.
And I think that's what happened with GPs and opens,
Yeah.
right? Also, again, right, if you move everything to it's Commander,
Yeah.
right? Like, then it becomes harder to like sell those spots to
Players
to
for the main
people.
event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause like, hey, why isn't anyone playing standard? Imagine if a month after the next standard set,
Mhm.
right, which would have been wilds, you had $100,000 standard constructed tournament,
Yeah.
right? Is there maybe more risk that you don't fill it up? But, like, have you just given everyone a huge incentive
To buy your
to,
product.
like, crack, wilds and, like, play your product, play your
Yeah.
game? Absolutely. But you do run the risk of, "Oh, we don't sell all 2,000 seats."
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, You don't have to, right? And this is the like where Cedric was like, "Oh, you'd be bad at business." Like you can't be like, "Hey, shareholders, we're gonna do this thing that's gonna lose us money," and it's like, Cedric, I truly like I know you're smarter than like this kind of simple take, which is like it's advertising.
Yeah.
Like you may now the you may lose money here, but like there's return on investment down the road.
Hmm.
Now, I guess the
Oh, you
theory is
mean
if you
like
get the
having a standard that people want to play?
yeah, but like if you have now the argument, well, if I can like break even or make money, but then my ROI, my tailing like profits from this event stay the same,
Yeah.
that's way better. Like it is, yes.
It's also like
But
not measurable though.
yeah, it's hard. It's like, what if we would have like broke even as opposed to make money on this event?
Yeah.
Like, would we have earned as much like goodwill?
Hmm.
And probably maybe would have maybe earned more goodwill. But like we talk about community goodwill all the time, like as like a community. And but like the community goodwill has not been so bad that it has really impacted Wizards' bottom line.
I mean, other than the Magic 30 thing.
Yeah, the Magic 30 thing is like the one time that it
Yeah.
was like, this is so awful, we're going to like actually like smack you.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's been like, oh yeah, we like did whatever and it was fine.
Yeah.
So I don't know, um, like, oh man, like what everyone says, and they said this about the Magic 30 thing and it didn't come true. Right? Magic 30 is like everyone's complaining about it, but it's still gonna sell out. It didn't sell out.
Right.
Everyone's like, oh my gosh, everyone's complaining about this, but it's still gonna sell out. Right.
Yeah. I mean,
And
not if people stick to their guns.
And again, I don't know if I mentioned on the pre-show or the now show, but student loan pause is going to be ending at the end of August.
Yeah. That was pre-show.
That's pre-show,
Yeah.
okay. But like, hey, everybody, in September, you got to make that student loan payment,
Hmm.
and or you can go to Vegas.
Right.
What's it gonna be? It's like,
Hmm.
So yeah, like that might just like lead to problems as well.
Yeah.
So, all right. Hopefully maybe our takes on this will be hot enough that like people will start tweeting about it and like being angry, and then we can get dunked on by Cedric and LSV, and then people will
Or
see us.
maybe we'll get popular enough that we'll get invited to be Magic ambassadors.
Exactly, I could use some like swag bags and like inside information from Wizards.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Take what you can get.
So Gavin, are we gonna care about any of these formats other than Commander? uh have you talked to anyone who has played your game?
Yeah.
Because people aren't happy. um
Let me give you my opinion. I
Let
have
me give you
one.
my opinion. Here we go.
Yeah.
No, I did not do a Twitter poll,
Yeah.
but I played the game.
That's right.
So anyway, so with all that, I think we got a show.
We got a show.
So as we mentioned, we are in the like weird, is this really a set that anyone cares about version of Magic?
Yeah.
There's also like a lot more of those times now, right? Like
Yes.
the summer is kind of like, what's going on? Does anyone care about this? Then there's like the winter break,
Hmm.
right? I would say there would be the like, and then there's like the weird lulls before like set releases.
Yeah.
There's a ton of time like this. But anyway, if you've got like ideas for shows or things you're interested in, or I don't know if you want us to do convention finance talk, we can maybe like I can maybe try to book a convention hall and see how
Sure.
much that costs.
You don't have enough to do already, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could call the Myrtle Beach Convention Center and see how much it would cost.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's kind of, I know we're in the middle of closing up the episode, but that's kind of an interesting question, though, is if there was Magic Fest Myrtle Beach that was, I'd say Lord of the Rings limited, but that's probably not a good example. Um, new Ixalan Limited,
Yeah.
like next month, what would you be willing to pay to go to, admittedly, like a bigger thing than what GPs used to be? Like there's more to do than just the event,
Mm-hmm.
but also play in a limited GP or limited open.
Like I said, I think that I know between 100 and 150. I
Yeah.
think that would probably be like fair,
Yeah.
right? Like
I
to like,
remember like a lot of the people that we used to play with were kind of
mhm,
bent out of shape when prices went from 50 to 60.
yeah. I mean, I know everything's gotten more expensive. We were talking about video games went from they were $50 a
Yeah.
piece from like I don't know, uh 1988
Yeah.
till like 2019 or 2020 or something.
Yeah.
And then they went to like 60 or 70, or
Yeah.
maybe they were 50, then 60, and now they're 70. And they've
Yeah.
been 60 for like years. And people were like, "Guh," right? Uh, I do remember them getting like being like, "Oh man, this sucks that it's now 60."
Well, I mean,
But
we had friends that decided that they would go to the event but not play in it because $60 was too much, and they would go play side events instead.
I probably spend more money on side events.
Probably, but
But yeah, like the fact that you lose the ability to do that,
yeah,
right? That you have to like pay to get through the door. But again, like not a business wizard,
right.
perhaps. I mean, perhaps from like 2017 to 2020, like running a GP was just like a horrid money losing
Yeah.
proposition.
Yep.
And
Maybe.
we shouldn't have been doing it, but it seems like it took a long time to decide we weren't going to do it.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you have
Anyway,
ideas for okay, do you think 100 to 150 would be fair to like go to Magic Con Myrtle Beach
um,
and like play in like the main event, whatever
were
that
it
would be?
were it a couple years ago, and like were it previous James and not current
Mhm.
James, I'd have said yes. Um, Now I would probably not just say no, but heck no.
What if I paid your 100 and $150 so you didn't directly give money to Wizards? What if I paid it for you? Then you'd
No,
feel bad if you didn't use it.
that is true. I would feel bad when I didn't use it.
Oh man, that hard. Jeez.
Well,
Jeez,
no,
couldn't
I
even give
just
you a
think
free
like
badge.
I don't know. Like I don't know that I'm that interested in what they have to offer anymore.
Fair.
I would honestly probably be more apt to pay the entry fee and hang out for a weekend and play some side events or whatever, but I don't think I would be interested in like $150 for a main event. I would be way
Okay.
more interested in $50 and hang out for a weekend with some, some good friends and some games of Magic,
Gotcha.
if that makes
And,
sense.
and convention food.
Ugh.
$8 pretzels,
Yeah.
which was my
So,
go-to.
soggy Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, like in the
I'll,
bag that they
I'll,
like wheeling the weird like cart from Lord only knows where.
I was going to say a la carte, literally.
Yeah. On a cart, just bags of Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
So again,
Yeah.
we still got a show.
We still got a show.
We
We
thought we
still
had a
got
show
social
before.
media links in the description.
We do. Please give us some show ideas.
Yeah. Call for engagement and all that.
Yes. Please
If,
engage.
yeah. If you want to support the show, there's two ways you can do it. The first is with our TCG player affiliate link, CasualTryHard.com/TCG. Head on over there, buy your singles, support the show at the same time. It's a win-win.
Yes.
If you
It
want to
is.
support us more directly, Patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. We hook you up with show notes, we hook you up with pre-show, and we hook you up with swag once in a while. You can hook us up with helping us keep the lights on. Again, win-win.
Yes. Win-win all the way around.
Yeah, chip a couple bucks in, help us out. We would appreciate it. You got anything else, or is that going to do it?
I think that's going to do it. So with that, we'll catch you on the internets.
We'll catch you on the internets.